Hey peeps, it's your girl K-Cee Diva here. Welcome to another edition of Dish with Diva, real talk with real people. I'm your girl K-Cee Diva. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're staying safe, staying healthy, wearing your damn mask. Yes, I'm a proponent of the mask. I always say that when I come on here. Wear your dang mask because nobody wants all that. Keep it to yourself. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I am very excited about my guest that I have on today. She is, gosh, a world class gymnast from a family of pioneers. The list goes on and on and on. We're going to get to know her. My guest, Miss Rosie Donaldson-Kirby. Welcome to the show. How are you? Looking
Hey,
beautiful.
Deeva. Hey, I'm good, gorgeous. How are you?
I am doing well, doing well. So thanks for
Good.
joining me tonight. For those just tuning in to the show, maybe for the first time, we do this every Thursday. I like to talk with people that just have interesting lives and done some really cool stuff in their lives. I meet so many interesting people and have met so many interesting people in my lifetime that I'm going to share them with you. And especially when it comes to entrepreneurs, I'm a big proponent of owning your own business, do your own thing, especially when it comes to women and business and Black women in business in particular. I'm always trying to uplift people and give them a platform to really talk about what they do. Now, I actually. I've known Rosie for a very long time. Like we go all the way back to I want to say like 2006 Trinity
Yeah,
Choir. I think that's about right.
Trinity.
2005,
Yeah,
2006.
I came a little bit after,
Okay.
so maybe 2007.
Okay, 2007. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
somewhere around there,
Yeah.
but it's so far back that it's hard to remember. So it's been a while.
Rosie, you making me feel old saying all that.
That's okay. The older, the better. The
Yes.
older, the
Older the
better.
better, the wiser,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. I'm loving getting old, girlfriend. I'm
You
loving it.
know, I'm embracing it. I'm
Yeah.
embracing it. I was fighting it at first, but then I just said, you know what? I we talked about this the other day at the shop. If you knew then what you know now,
Yes.
you just realize you'd be making some different decisions, right?
Ooh, we really will be making so many different decisions. But you
Yes.
live and you learn. So, and
Yes, yes.
it's true,
Well, I got so excited to introduce you. I forgot to say that you are the owner of Simplicity Hair Design. We'll talk about
Mhm.
that in a little bit. But I want the folks to really get to know who you are because you come from a very prominent family of pioneers here in the Northwest. So talk a little bit about your family and who they are.
Yeah, we come from actually Eastern Washington, Roslyn, the Donaldsons and the Livingstons and the Bentleys. We all came from the Donaldson side, actually, as our great grandfather was a slave owner's child, and so then from there the list began of having babies and making their families, and so we have a lot of history in Washington State. When people say, "Oh, that's my cousin," and it's really not your cousin.
Right, right.
It's just your good friend or something
Yeah.
like that. Well, it's actually my cousin, and people always,
Wow.
they question it, but it's actually my cousin. I run into my a cousin all the time. Even doing their
Yeah.
hair, I find out that we're cousins.
Right
So we
on.
really populate Washington State.
Hmm. And doing some really big things, you with a lot of, I just learned this not too long ago that you were a world or still are a world class gymnast, but you did it at age 7, if I remember correctly.
Six,
Six, six.
excuse me, no, sixth place in the world at the age of 7. You're absolutely
Got it.
correct.
Okay, sixth place
Yes.
in the world at the age of 7. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now go way, way, way back there. So 7 years old. How before you got into the competition, how long had you been training?
Since the age of 2, 2 to
Are you
15.
serious?
2 to 15.
Wow.
15 is is when I really, really started getting into more of the heavier competitions. I still competed, but we did tap, jazz, ballet, things like that as a younger kid. But I did start at an early age, which was the best thing I think that my mom could have done for me. You know.
Yes, absolutely. I
Hmm.
hear that all the time where it's like the younger you get kids started, whatever it is, dance, gymnastics, singing, whatever, get them in there early because you really
Yeah.
develop those skills and perfect them young.
Definitely. Yeah, when their minds are so fresh and so young is when you can take the most advantage of a kid's mind. They're
Yes,
so
yes.
impressionable. But yeah, I worked hard. Oh my goodness, long hours. I remember even
Mm.
at the age of 5 years old, we worked. It was oh, there were so many good memories of coming straight from school because I grew up in Bellevue. Coming
Mm.
straight from school across the bridge to go to Mount Baker area where the Stags we practiced every single other day, if not every day. We traveled the world. The team was awesome. It was the first black team to travel the way that we did, and I was the youngest on the team.
Yeah, and a lot of people may not know that about the Stags. I mean, that's huge,
Yeah.
especially, back then in Seattle, Washington,
Yes.
or Bellevue, same thing. So it's
Same
all the
thing.
same.
Same thing. Same thing. But the
But
memory of crossing that bridge every day sticks with me.
yeah, I bet.
Crossing the bridge to get to Seattle. Yeah.
I bet.
That really sticks with me. So,
Did
but the kids, that's something that is a passion of mine. I'd like to find little young girls that would
mhm.
like to start and do gymnastics and start a little girls African American team. That's like a
Oh,
little passion of mine on the side.
that would be wonderful. You
Yeah,
should do it. You should do it.
I.
You could build
We
a
got
nice
to
little
get past
team.
this pandemic first before
Ah,
anything starts happening again too. So, but
yes.
it is in the back of my mind.
Yes, 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 definitely. Keep it there
Hmm.
because we need that. I think that would be absolutely amazing. So when you think
Yeah, me
about,
too.
you said you remember those times vividly. Did you have any role? I know you got into it at age 2, which obviously, your parents are like, hey, let's, she's got some talent, let's get her started. But as you got older and we're still, in the sport, did you have any like role models or anybody back then that, was doing it that you looked up to?
Nadia Comaneci.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nadia
Yeah.
Comaneci. She
Right
was
on.
like my favorite. I wanted to be in her place. But so I ended up going to Junior Olympics. I didn't get to qualify for the Olympics,
Hmm.
but I was headed there, and that was my everything. It was to get at least to the Olympics, like
Yeah.
Nadia back in the day.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
her little
awesome.
hairstyle and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh, I think that's awesome.
Hmm.
I think that's, we need those role models, especially as young girls, we need people that we can aspire to be, not them, but aspire to be like or aspire to reach that goal or height or whatever it might be. So I think that's important. I think we need to keep that going, absolutely. So speaking of young girls, you're on the board of Agape House, right?
Yes.
And so talk a little bit about that organization because they do a lot to help young girls that are in trouble. And it's an awesome organization. I was reading about them, and so tell them a little bit about it.
So the Agape House is an organization that helps the teens that turn 18 that are in foster care. Because as you know, when young girls, foster kids turn 18, they
Hmm.
kind of just put them out and they have
Yeah.
nowhere to go. So this house provides them to be able to continue their education. It continues to them for them to be able to grow as women, black women, amongst each other with support of like myself, other mothers. We have mother hens of the house, things
Okay.
like that. So
Mhm.
it helps them to get started in life as
Mhm.
being a black woman. The main
Mhm.
thing is that our African American girls are being sexually and humanly trafficked.
Mm.
And I say humanly,
It's
like
awful.
inhumanely.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
they have been beaten into getting into a car and things like that because they're put out on the streets right after foster care. So if
Mhm.
we can just reach two or three for one season, then we're
Mhm.
doing pretty good. But um, I actually got a chance to um, have one young lady write me a letter after sitting in on one
Oh.
of my classes that I was holding for the young ladies, and
Mhm.
she was like, she's no longer on drugs. She's enrolled in cosmetology. She's
Yes.
moved out. So I feel like I have saved one person's life. I've done a good job. I've done what my God has
Yes.
asked me to do, you know. And so the
Exactly.
Agape House gives me that advantage to be able to reach out to more of the girls
Mhm.
and pull them in, you know.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
it's a great organization, and if you have any extra time, you know, check it out and see how you can help with the
Absolutely.
organization. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
I think that's amazing work, and it's scary. I mean, it's just scary. The world's a scary place now, anyway. I mean, we've got a pandemic,
Yes.
we've got protests, we've got riots. I mean, it's just all over the place.
It's
And
everywhere.
oh my God, and it
What
doesn't matter.
scares me is behind what's behind and who's behind the mask when you walk up to them. That
Yes,
scares me.
yes. Isn't that weird? That has always
Mhm.
been weird to me. I mean, I've been like getting out of my car, at the grocery store and, kind of lock eyes with someone and I'm like, are they looking at me weird? You don't really know, right? Because all you see is
Yeah.
the eyes. It's like
Yeah.
it's a bizarre concept,
Now
especially
I'm
at
looking
night.
at them like, did you go to the Capitol? Did you storm the
Right, right.
Capitol?
Right. Have you? Okay, I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I saw a guy today walking in fatigues, and he had a backpack, this huge backpack, fatigue. And I was like, I was side eye. I was giving him the side eye. I'm not gonna lie. I was giving him the side eye. I was like, why is he looking at me? Like, it's just like,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just, you
scared.
just, you're just on edge. You're just on edge. It's like, when
I'm
does it
nervous.
stop? You know?
We're not
Um,
supposed to live scared, but at the same time, we're human too, you
right,
know,
right.
and you have to be aware of your surroundings.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head, Rosie. It's not living in fear. God doesn't want us living in fear, but He gave us brains to think and to be aware, and just always. I remember being really young, and my dad always teaching, you know, my brother and I about like our peripheral. Always be aware of what's around you. Don't ever be tunnel vision doing, and I see a lot of people on their phones and they're doing this, and you know,
Yeah,
it's like, I saw a lady not too long ago get ready to, literally looking at her phone, get ready to walk out in the crosswalk, and this car
hmm,
ran in the light and barely missed her, and I was just like, oh, like my heart was
yeah.
racing, just watching it, and I'm like, you have to pay attention. Okay,
I think people should be realistic,
yeah, yeah, I agree.
in what your surroundings are too these days. But
Yes,
you know,
yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, well, to a more lighter topic, let's talk about hair and beauty. Because that's the stuff, I really like to get into, when it comes to something a little fun and hair. Speaking of which, I recently got my hair done by my stylist, Miss Olivia, who was supposed to be on today, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna talk bad about her because she didn't come on today. We'll have her on another time. Hey, Olivia.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, she keeps me looking cute for the show, and I started going to Olivia before she even started with your shop, and then you two connected. And when I first met her, she was always, to be so young, a very, very focused, business-minded young lady. And we talk about,
Mm-hmm.
like, especially Black young women, doing big things. She's one of those people that when I first met her, the first time she did my hair, I remember coming home and thinking this girl is she's going places. She's got that business mind. And the next thing I know, you two connected. And this is how small Seattle is, right? Because when she
Yeah.
mentioned your name, I went, what? I know her. It's like, oh, she's like, really? I said, pull up a picture. I was like, I know her.
Right, 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 right.
So anyway, finally got to come to your shop where she is now. Beautiful spot, love it. Very
Thank you.
inviting, very welcoming. I'm doing a plug for you here. You're in Tacoma. We'll get all the details how they can contact you a little bit later. But anyway, let's talk about how did you get into hair? What was the first time you thought this is something that I really want to do? It's a passion of mine. I want to own my own. You call it the hair design, which I love. What inspired you to go down this road?
My mom, my mother had me in the chair till midnight, Saturday nights, pressing my hair, getting me ready for
Ah,
church. Yes.
okay.
And then it turned out that she made me do her hair,
Hmm.
press her hair, get her ready. And
Okay, so
that
you
was it.
learned.
That was it. Like five
Right
years
on.
old, 5 years old, 6 years old.
Really?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to understand. My mom had me when she was 45 years old, so
Okay.
she was much older. So
Uh-huh.
I grew up with older things, more old
Okay.
school things like that. We did go to the beauty salon,
Uh-huh.
maybe off the off month or so, um, the end of the month, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
every 2 months, and we went to a beauty salon. So being in that whole atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
it just it made me feel like that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want, my spot where people can go and sit down and let their hair down and be their self.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I got, is a
Yes.
spot like that. I created that, and the hair game is everything. Like I said
Mm-hmm.
to you the other day, when your
Mm-hmm.
hair is done, it's like putting on that bad pair of shoes, those heels, and you feel sexy. Your hair goes
Yes.
right along with those heels. It'll hold that
Yes.
purse or something that you got going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it all intertwines and makes us feel so good when we look
Yes.
good. And
Yes.
so all of that put together says hair to me.
Yes. Absolutely. Now talk about
Yeah.
the name of your shop, Simplicity Hair Design.
Simplicity
How
hair
did you come up with that
design.
name? Yeah.
Because keeping it simple is very satisfying to me, but it's also
Mm-hmm.
sophisticated.
Yes.
Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. It's very
Mm-hmm.
sophisticated to be simple. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I feel like the less fuss I do, the better I feel, the better I look.
Ah.
Just being simple.
Mm-hmm.
And so simplicity made me feel that that's what my salon needs to be. Some place that you can come and just you can be yourself and just be simple. You don't have to
Right.
be all extravagant and it's nice though. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful
don't get me
spot.
wrong
Very
now.
classy.
I like to be classy, but
Yes.
it's very okay to be simple.
Yeah. And it's very comfortable. I like it because it's inviting. I mean, look, I walk in. I've been in several different salons in my lifetime, And there's been a couple times I can think of where I would, walked in a salon or new to a salon, and it didn't feel comfortable. I felt it was kind of stiff. It's kind of cold. You feel like people are looking at you up and down. It was weird. I've had a couple of those experiences in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the moment I walked into your shop, just from the colors to the design, the chairs. I told you this the other day. It was the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat in, especially when you're doing like a style like this and you're in there for 6 hours, right? It's like you have to have a comfortable chair. So yeah, it's just very inviting
And I
okay.
wasn't even here when you came in. I wasn't even here.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. In fact, yeah, I
And you
think it was
felt
just. I
like
think
that, knowing that
I
it
felt like
wasn't
that.
me.
No, mm-mm. No, no.
Oh,
The first time I came in, I was like, I asked Olivia. I kept saying, "This is so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute." It was just. I just felt comfortable. I fell asleep. I fall
oh,
asleep.
well, good.
I fell asleep, and it just that means you're comfortable with the space and your stylist, right? Because if you trust
Yeah.
their stylist enough to fall asleep, that means
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna do right by you.
It
She knows I
does.
fall
It
asleep. I'm
does.
like, okay, she's good. I'm taking a little nap. Okay, I want to talk
Well,
about something else.
we're expanding too. I'm making an expansion into the salon. I'm making it bigger. I'm taking over a whole nother suite. They're
That's
knocking down the wall for
awesome.
me, so we got more
Okay,
coming.
okay, right
Yeah,
on.
amen,
Yeah,
amen.
speak it out. I love it. I love it. Okay, one thing I want to talk about is when we talk about hair and fashion. We talked about this the other day too. I look on TV now and I see news reporters that have twists and braids, or wearing their natural hair with curls. You didn't see that a while back. You didn't see that, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
Not at all.
and it's like this slow progression where we're finally, I mean, I spent, 6 years in hard news, and there's no way any of the reporters, and back when I was in it, there was only two black reporters then. There's no way they could have gotten away with like a style like this. You know what I mean? They had to have a
Right.
weave or, wear their hair straight, however they got, relaxed or however, but there's no way this would have been too intimidating. And
Not at all.
what do you think has changed? Why is it all of a sudden now acceptable? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, hello.
Yeah,
Can
can
you
you
hear
hear me?
me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Now I can.
Okay.
Okay. So, well, first of all, Black Lives Matter. And I know it was before Black Lives Matter, but we were
Mhm.
on the verge of being everywhere on TV,
Mhm.
um, on the radio. Even though you can't see on the radio, just our blackness was being brought out a little
Right.
bit more. And
Mhm.
so now it's been more acceptable because everyone is on the bandwagon of accepting it.
Mhm.
Before no one had, there was no voice, and then the laws started coming out about we couldn't wear it. I never heard about that law.
I didn't either.
You know,
Mhm.
I never heard about the law
Yeah.
until I happened to do one of the representatives' hair, and she was explaining it to me that we couldn't wear our hair in twists and things like that. So the ones that started wearing it started fighting for them to be able to be as natural as possible.
Mhm.
But my take on it is that it should have been okay. I don't know why it wouldn't have been okay in the first place.
Exactly.
but
Exactly. Yeah.
but at, but at the same time, things are more socially acceptable in lifestyles too. So
Mhm. Mhm.
who's to judge who anymore? Does it, you
I
know what I
completely
mean?
agree. I completely agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's to
I think
judge
we're
who
you're
anymore?
different times. We're in different times. Um, yeah, we're different times, and people are opening up and realizing that, people are different and it's okay. And like you said, it should have always been okay. Unfortunately, it hasn't been. I feel like there's still always going to be those stigmas, and there's always going to be, those people that don't think it's okay. But I'm grateful that we're at a point where, we can embrace, our culture more freely, and you know, uh, not fear, you know, being in the workplace or on TV and looking different, and or not getting certain roles or jobs because the way our hair is,
Because of your hair,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Hmm.
um, yeah. It's crazy, and I'm excited just to see. And it's funny. I was watching one of my favorite shows the other night, Chicago PD, and as much as I love the show, my pet peeve was they only had one black cop on there for like, and they've been on for I think a good probably 4 or 5 seasons. And just the other night, they all of a sudden they added two new black cops on there, and the one was like high ranking, lieutenant, whatever. And I chuckled to myself because I said, now again, like you said, with everything that happened in this past year, in 2020, even in the movies, even on TV, it's like they're getting a clue. They're trying to show like, hey, okay, it's accepted now. And again, it's unfortunate we had to go through all that to get to this point, but we're here and we're here to stay.
Hmm.
So,
And
you
the
know,
other thing is that the people that are wearing their hair natural, they're good at their job, and they're finally
yes,
being able to shine through past their hair to say that they're doing a good job, you know. Um,
exactly, exactly. Okay,
so
so, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go
We're gonna
ahead.
say something else. Okay, so now let me ask you. We got a few minutes left. What is your favorite style to do when it comes to hair? So you do a lot of different styles. What's your absolute favorite style to do?
That's hard, Carla.
That's what
My
happens when you're
favorite
talented.
style,
You gotta narrow it down to
I
one.
guess just an old school press press and curl.
Yeah.
Just a not even so. I do flat irons, but
Hmm.
I'm like I'm still old school. There was
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the old school, so I would say just a simple press and curl flat iron, press and flat iron or whatever you want to call it, but a simple maintenance. I like doing color and weaves
Uh-huh.
and things like that, and
Hmm.
but just a simple maintenance. It also is just it helps me be able to bond with my customers and my clients that have been with me for 20 some years because they come back for it
Yeah.
every other week.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah, because
that's my favorite thing to do.
you
It's
gotta
just
keep
a
that one
simple,
up.
yeah, just a simple maintenance.
Someone said her specialty. One of your people out there watching.
Oh,
You see
that's
that?
that's my daughter. Oh, that's my stepdaughter. What is she saying? I don't have my glasses on. Did she
Oh, she
say
said
something?
she said her specialty. She said it's your specialty, the press and curl.
Oh, got it. It is. It is. Oh, she knows me so well.
She
Oh,
knows.
she's
All right, Rosie.
so.
Well, we only got a couple minutes left. Before we go, I want to make sure that people know how to get in touch with you. Give us your social media. All that stuff.
Okay, you can reach me at 206-775-0276, and I'm in Tacoma, 4040 South Tyler Street, Suite 20, Tacoma 98409.
All right,
And
and
also, oh,
no, I was
and
gonna say I'm
also,
gonna add. I was gonna tell people I'll add that after the show, in the notes. So, because I know nobody's out there with a pen writing down. We're gonna,
yeah,
so we're gonna make sure they get it.
I
We'll
don't.
post it. But go ahead.
I told you, I'm just now getting up into speed with my social media. So my Instagram, I don't know it. I think it's Simplicity Hair Design, something, something.
Okay,
So I'll get
I
it
know
to
it.
you.
I
You
know it.
do? Oh, see, Carla,
I'm gonna put it in the notes after the show, so people can lock it in.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we'll get it up for you. Well, it's been so much
Okay.
fun talking to you. You just have such an interesting family history and background, and I don't know any world class gymnast. You know what? I love out of all the Olympics, the gymnastics was always my favorite, and second to that was the ice skating. But the
Oh yeah.
gymnastics, the routines, the floor routines, and I just was never that coordinated myself as a child. I got into soccer. That was I could kick a
Well, I
ball.
that's I can't do that. I don't do that well.
I,
So you
I,
got one
I
on me.
yeah, I think gymnastics is a little more coordination, and it's just amazing like to watch. So every year I love the gymnastics. It'd be interesting to see what the Olympics how they're gonna do that this year if they even do it.
Right.
That's a whole nother thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Anyway,
2021.
2021, 2021. We're keeping hope alive.
Yes.
All right. Well, good talking with you, my friend. We will catch up with you another time. Go check Rosie out. Um, she's amazing. My stylist, Olivia, is amazing. I'll put all the information on my page after we're done. And I will see you all again next week. I have a hot new artist out of Atlanta who's going to be on. I'm excited to talk to her and hear about her new single and video and such. Same time, same place, 7:30, YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe my channel, K-Cee Deeva Shows. And also, let's see, first Thursday of what month are we in now? We're in January. First Thursday in February, Northwest Nightcap with K-Cee Deeva is going to be back with my crew, Anthony Adams, Princess Robin, K-Cee Clayton, and we got some more stuff to talk about entertainment wise. So be sure and mark the calendar for that. All right. In the
Okay.
meantime, it's been fun. I'm going to leave you with a little signature. All right, peeps. We'll see you
Okay.
later. I'll see you, Rosie.
Bye.